Testing 1, 2, 2, fit girl 3, fit girl 4, fit girl 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get your pom-poms out. Cause guess who's getting married?
Wait, me?
Yeah, you. Who else?
You're tuned in to Zoroverse.
Hi, and welcome to Zoroverse. Zoroverse is a global podcast that aims to go beyond the surface and have a balanced and inclusive narrative to unite Zoroastrians on a global scale. Today, you're joined by your co-host, Danny, and myself, Shaizeen. So join us, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or twilight, wherever and whenever you are.
Ooh, solid introduction there. Nice one.
Thank you.
So joining us today is an absolute powerhouse, 3-time national champion on track, an author of the best-selling book Run, a TEDx speaker and social activist. And yes, this is all just one person, Ayesha Billimoria, or as you might lovingly know her, Fitgirl. Hi, Ayesha.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Thank you for having me. It's
Thank
so
you
good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to have you on. And total disclaimer that we're actually friends. So I've had the pleasure of knowing you for a number of years now. But what we're going to do is ask you some very non-consequential questions so that people get into the frame of mind of who you are, where you're from, what you did, so that they can love you. Backstreet Boys. Anyway.
I knew that was coming. Anything can crop up with Danny. You never know.
There you go.
Legit jokes, Parsi jokes are allowed here.
Enough beating around the bush. Now, what's the animal you associate yourself as?
Cat. Anyone from the cat family.
The cat family.
Any, yeah.
Okay, and why is that?
Because they're fast and they're sharp.
Okay.
And their reaction is very quick.
Nice one.
Plus Billimoria.
Oi!
That koila joke I had to put in.
You got it.
So what's your favorite piece of clothing?
A bikini.
Okay.
All day, every day.
And again, reasons why?
I love flaunting my body.
Nice.
I have no shame. You have, if you work hard for something, you flaunt it.
Nice one.
Great.
Excellent. And tell us about your favorite body of water, whether it's a lake or a river or a sea or...
An ocean, I think.
Yeah.
Ocean is very powerful. Yeah, the ocean has a lot of power over a sea as well. I think a sea is calmer, an ocean is more, what's the opposite of calm?
Turbulent.
Yeah, no, not turbulent. It's more...
chaotic.
Yeah, chaotic, you know. An ocean has more energy that is vibrant and it's like loud.
Okay.
You know, so, yeah.
Fantastic. So inadvertently, you've let us know very much about yourself right now. And let me explain how. Because the cat is actually how you see yourself. And you instantly associated that, you know, fast, you know, quick reaction time, quick wit.
I'm a big fan of the cheetah. Like, just what a fabulous four-legged creature a cheetah is, you know. Just so no time wasting. Yeah, just go for it, you know. Like, I always wanted to run like a cheetah. I ended up running like a frog.
No.
A frog race is maybe the only race I've ever won in my life when I was 5 or 6. So there you go. Okay.
At least I know I'm faster than someone now.
Hey, come now. I haven't made a career out of outrunning anyone, whereas you have. Okay. And the piece of clothing bit, so that's about how you want other people to see you.
No, it's not about how I want other people to see me. It's about how comfortable I am in my own skin, which is what I try to talk through Fit Girl. I want women to be comfortable in whatever they wear. If that means running in a sari, you run in a sari. If you want to run in a two-piece, you run in a two-piece. If you don't want to wear anything, don't wear. Who cares?
Have you ever
Everybody
been
looks-
inside?
That was my one, by the way. I don't. When he asked me, I said I don't like clothes.
Hmm.
I don't like clothes either. I just feel like it's too much effort on the body, you know. But also, I think because I've always been like this since I was 13.
Mhm.
Since I was at my first nationals, I was in a really tight body hugging bodysuit, and then my parents were always like, "Oh no, no, no! Don't wear such long tops and long shorts. Like wear something short
Hmm.
because aerodynamics, you know."
Yeah.
So my parents never had that restriction, and I kind of love this about Zoroastrians, that they're not very stuck up with what you're wearing.
Hmm.
Especially when it comes to your profession, they were very professional about it. Not that we went with the intent to kind of wear micro mini clothes, but it actually just helped me. And then I think my personality just developed that way over years.
Hmm.
So today, when I get a lot of flack and people troll me, in fact, I've had so many people who I even know have constantly told me, "Oh, don't you wear enough clothes? Like,
Hmm.
why can't you work out in full clothes?" And I'm like, it has nothing to do with me wearing full clothes or wearing less clothes. It's just that I am comfortable being who I am in this work that I have put through my body, you know. So I'm not shy, I'm not ashamed, I'm not showing anything vulgar, I'm not showing anything indecent, you know. I'm not the one who shows my cleavage or pulls my shorts up to show my bum. I don't do that. And for me, everything I do is very clean. Even if I'm wearing a bikini, it's clean, you know. So why should I be ashamed of that, or why should I
Yeah.
ever feel like other women should not have the freedom and privilege to do that? Because we live in a society that boxes you, you know. And why should women not have the freedom to do whatever they want? That's my constant fight with society anyway. So
Yeah. And also, women should support other women too, because I'm sure not everyone telling you this is just
I
men.
just don't understand this thing of women supporting other women. It's not a very you know, I come from a different thought process. I think humans should support other humans.
Yeah.
I always believe that a woman's worst enemy is another woman. I think
Yeah.
I've faced it at several stages in my life. And I feel like while there are, I'm going to say, at least 70% very good women who are very supportive of each other, and, you know, like my best friend is sitting right here, who has been a big support for me in many things over time. But I've also had women in the past who have backstabbed me, who have said mean things about me, even when I have gone out of my way to do things for them. So for me, this whole women supporting women thing is kind of cliched. Humans should support human. I have men who support me. You know, my father is my biggest support system, who never discouraged me from doing many things. Of course, he was protective, but he never discouraged us from wearing what we wanted or keeping our hair the way we wanted, coloring, cutting. No, do what you want, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very, it's also a personal kind of, you know,
Yeah.
statement for me. Not uh, just overall today, I think the whole talk about equality and feminism has gone so out of hand. People are not understanding the real meaning of feminism. People are not understanding where you need to talk about equality. Women who are already equal on an equal platform with other men don't need to keep banging the door of equality and feminism. You know, we're talking about equality at the lower level of the lower class of our society. The rural India is where we want to talk about empowerment, feminism, and equality. That's where you really need to talk about and teach them the meaning of that, so they know that they can bring themselves up to that level with men. But yes, women should support women. I totally agree. We have been on the back burner for a long time, but I know that there are also really good men who support women,
Yeah.
and I'm all for that. Yeah.
You've brought up two really interesting points. One about the support of your family and that family unit that's allowed you to succeed, insulating yourself from any objections or rejections and the like. And the other thing you covered is how educating women in rural areas has been very important step to take for society these days. So why don't we start off with a little bit more about, I guess, how your family has impacted and improved your journey in life, and then how that has led back to you giving back to the community, because part of your social enterprise from 2016 onwards was a lot to do with educating girls in government schools. So let's cover that in your words.
I think my family has always been my biggest support. If it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have been in the sport in the first place. My parents divided the duties equally because we didn't come from a very wealthy or stable financial background. We were fairly middle class and struggled to sometimes even have two meals on the table. But that didn't stop my parents from pushing me towards this goal that I had. My father handled everything from picking me up from school to taking me for tuitions and then to training. And in between that, my mother was handling all the fees, all the food. And, both have contributed equally well. And my sister has, been my biggest support. No matter if I had bad races, good races, she knew where to kind of push me to make me uh, believe that it was not the end of the journey, that you have a dream, it's okay, you'll have downfalls, etc., etc. You just got to keep fighting for it. So yes, in my initial years, they were my biggest support system. And it's not like they don't support me now, but what happens is as you grow older and when your performance kind of dips, it takes a toll on everyone. They don't want to continuously see you failing. But I was okay to see myself failing. I had a very bad phase of my life where I was miserably failing, like I was not even making it to the national team or the state team. So it was a very difficult period for them. And then they kind of quietly told me that, look, we will not be able to financially support you anymore because it's getting expensive. And then I said, yeah, it's okay. I'll break my head the way I have to do it. And then I got an opportunity to train in Australia with Gavin through John Gloucester, who's also one of my biggest support since 2007 that I met him. He has been my backbone really after my father. He has really been the most positive person in my life. I think John just knew that at some point I was bullshitting myself that I might get to the Olympics, but he never made me believe that. He said, yeah, you'll do it. Or maybe he saw something really good in me. Or maybe he saw that, yeah, she has a spark, but she just needs that fine tuning. He never once said, you're not going to make it. He always said, you're going to make it, you know. And I really respect him and I just love having him in my life. Even today, I just call him up and I'm like, Jay, I need help in this. Can you tell me what to do? Because he was my physio initially. He's always ready to help. So he still has that belief in me. My parents, while they can't financially support me, so I stopped taking any kind of finances from them at the age of 24. But my mother was very kind to support the entire Australia trip for the first kind of trip that I went in 2010. And then from there on, Gavin made me very independent, who's again a very big support system at that part of my career. He said I would make it to the games. I remember him very vividly. He quietly told in my mother's ears, she's going to make it to the games, but don't tell her because that will go to her head. But I heard that. But I never let that get to my head because he said, you're not going to get anywhere till you don't put in the work.
Yeah.
And I put in the work, and that in 2012, I was really close for the London Games. But I didn't make it because, of course, the competition was quite healthy in India. And of course, there is a whole bunch of politics, which is almost goes without saying. So I'm not going to say that I didn't put in the work. I did, but I didn't put in enough work to be at that level where I should have without having to worry about the politics or the selection, etc. So yeah, I've had some really good support system. Would not be here without Gavin for sure, because today if I've become fit girl, it's because of the kind of values, the sporting values he taught me. Never to complain, absolute 1000 over 100% discipline in what you're doing, diligence, no excuses, and just staying committed to the path. Like, don't divert your mind. I've had quite a few diversions in my vision, not from the training, but from externally. Like, I never had a relationship, so I always was looking for love. I wanted to be with somebody, so my path would keep digressing and I would get emotionally carried away. So those are things that kind of push you away from your journey. But they were also part of my journey, which I learned much later to kind of acknowledge. But back then I felt like, oh, what a waste of time. I'm chasing all these nonsensical boys. I wish I didn't do that, because I could have spent all that time in training. But I think it was a good learning experience. You know the number of boys, Danny. So I don't want to talk more about this here. My parents will be listening to this podcast at some point. Mane to koi chokro nahi malse nahi pachi.
They'll be very proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that now. They do, because they see me evolving. They know I've had many failures as well. But, they're a little conservative when they want to express their feelings. But I know they're proud of me, and I think I have made them proud as well. So, what was your second question? I forgot.
Well, I just want to get it back before.
Yeah, why don't we take it a bit back?
Before, Gavin, I know you've talked about your accident that happened, and before you met him, you had other coaches, health professionals, doctors tell you that
I would not be able to run again.
Yeah, and obviously at that point, you didn't know that you were going to meet someone wonderful like Gavin. So, how did you get from having these, because it's different when your friends or family tell you you should stop compared to like a big health professional telling you. So how did you do that in your head, and how did you get to the next step between?
I don't believe that anybody has written my fate besides me, myself. Nobody is here to decide what I'm capable of doing. Definitely not a doctor. Of course, I knew the problem was big, but the problem was not so big that I couldn't get through it, And I always believed that nobody was here to write my fate. I don't even know if I've written my own fate, but I was here to make my own choices and decisions. And I was here to understand what I was capable of doing. And nobody else would know me better than I would know myself. And I was not going to give up on myself, And luckily for John Gloucester, who came into my life, who told me that, okay, you have ABC problem. We're going to first fix the problem. Fixable, easy. Second, we need to work on your posture, strength, Part 2, out of the way. Third, you need to get out of this country because you need to go somewhere and train. You need to untrain what you have already done, because it seems like you've done a whole lot of rubbish stuff. So I said, yeah, but where do I go? I said, I always wanted to go to America, but I don't have the money to go to America. I don't have a coach. I don't know where to go. So he said, I'll send you to Australia to this friend of mine, Gavin Fernandez. And initially, Gavin didn't want to take me on for training, but a lot of pestering and a lot of nonstop emailing, that desperation that I wanted, because I want it, I don't need the Olympics. I want to be at the Olympics. It's a greed. And I want that greed, because I'm not greedy about anything else in this life, but I want that medal. I'm willing to work hard for it, So when I went there, of course, everything that Gavin taught me is today what I'm teaching people. I'm teaching people how to be resilient. I'm teaching people how to be thinking for themselves. I'm teaching people how to not be lazy. I'm teaching people how to think for themselves and not constantly be dependent on coaches or physios. So this is a very important thing that also kind of merged into why I started Project Fit Girl, which is coming to your second question of why I decided to go to children in government schools and government schools and NGOs, is because I realized that when somebody is not privileged enough, they value it. And the children out there value it so much that there is a kind of satisfaction you can't explain in words, The satisfaction is just, it brings tears to my eyes every time I leave these girls and go, because they're so giving and they're so strong. They're so positive about life. They don't have the best things in the world, but they are willing to work hard for it. And that reminds me of me when I was younger. My family couldn't afford so many things. My sister didn't get the things that I got, and it hurts her till date. But I value it today. I worked hard. I earned money. I look after my family, and it's a great feeling to give back to the community and to my parents what it gave me, because at the end of it, life is a give and take. It's not just give or take, right? I'm a big giver. I don't get much in return, which is okay, because I believe my job is to give. But there are some people who know how to give and take. So it's a nice kind of combination. And you meet all sorts of people, you can't expect everything out of everyone. But life has taught me many lessons. And I think that's why Fit Girl India and Project Fit Girl have started reaching where I never imagined it to reach. But they are reaching certain heights, that making people aware that, yeah, Indians need help. Indians need to work towards the direction of sport, to understand that sport is not just physical. It is also a mental, emotional space to be in, and I want to crack it at some point, which is, I feel like my journey is backwards. I'm working backwards towards the goal. ahead, which is what I didn't do when I was younger, because I don't think that I understood the meaning of what it is to work backwards towards your goal. But with Project Fit Girl, that's what I'm doing. I'm going down to base. I'm building the base of the pyramid so that I can get to the point at the top at some point.
That's great. Do you feel that Zoroastrianism or being Zarathushtri has impacted you in whichever way, growing up on your journey? On a personal level,
Yeah,
not so much the community, but just your relationship with it.
of course. I am extremely proud to be a Zoroastrian. I never say I'm proud to be Indian. That's the truth. People don't like me when I say that. I'm very proud of certain Indian roots, but I think I'm extremely, extremely proud to be Zoroastrian because it teaches us good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. And that has been stuck with me for life. I think it will always be stuck with us, right?
Yeah.
Not saying that other religions don't talk about these three things. They do. And every religion also talks about being kind and being honest and being loving and being caring. But these three things, that Zarathustra speaks of, good thoughts, good words, good deeds, they just stuck in my head. It's my belief. It's who I want to be. And it's who I want people to be, in a subtle way, I train people in that as well. People don't realize it. But yeah, extremely proud of my Zoroastrian roots and can't wait to get to Iran, really. Danny, you're so lucky you went there. But
I actually haven't been to Iran, unfortunately.
Oh, you haven't been there?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's one of those things because there are different places in the world that I guess call out to you at different.
Yeah. I always believe it's a calling. I always believe in it's a calling. I feel like it's. I've been a lot to Auroville. Actually, Auroville is down in Tamil Nadu, in next to Pondicherry. I feel like a very strange calling. Like, I'm not a very religious person, but I love everything about Zoroastrianism, and I never force someone to follow their religion. And I know never disrespect them either. Each to their own. Follow, don't follow, but don't disrespect anybody. But I feel like I'm very much onto the spiritual path. And I feel like when I went to Auroville, I felt like that was a calling. And every time I was in Auroville, there was this message that I wanted to keep giving Mother, that I want to go to Iran. I want to go to Iran. But that calling has just not come for me yet. It will come, I hope, at some point.
So.
Every Zoroastrian should go to Iran. Everyone needs to see where their roots are, right?
It's like our fatherland. If you think of India as, and that's our like we are, and I want to go. I think when there's a lot of issues surrounding, sometimes it's not the right time to go.
Yes.
This and that. But when the
yes, exactly.
And I want to go there more than once. Actually, I want to go there not as a just go and see everything, but I would like to develop a relationship, like how every year.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
It'll be lovely.
Yeah, like build a relationship with your roots.
Yeah. Like
because there is so much to Zoroastrianism. You won't believe. You'll only learn of it when you start reading some books. And during the lockdown, I got very lucky to read a book on Zoroastrianism where they were speaking about so many rulers and kings who came, and Darius and Xerxes and Xerius. Wow. They were valiant. They were strong. They were courageous. They were not cowards. I think that's what Zoroastrians are about. We're very powerful people. We don't shy away from things. We don't hide.
Exactly. It's in our DNA still to this day. Sometimes you can even relate to it, even though this is like thousands of years ago.
Definitely.
It is our history.
Years ago, yeah.
We're
talking many thousands. We're talking AD, 315 AD is when Darius came into power. It's amazing. People at that time were thinking about progress, and people at that time were thinking about how people could benefit from this person becoming a king. Like, what is the best thing I can give to my citizens?
Yeah.
And I think even during the British time, we had Dadabhai Nauroji, and we had so many great Zoroastrians who, because of whom the country has flourished in so many ways. So I think Zoroastrians time and again have proven that they are not the ones to be bowing out or bowing down from anything. And I hope to carry that legacy.
Yeah, no matter how small we are, we're always making big impacts. So
We're always powering forward. We're always powering forward. And I think we just never give up. We don't give up when life gets tough.
No, exactly.
Tenacity.
Do you remember? Yeah, he was asking. Do you remember the name of it?
Yeah.
By any chance?
Chair photo moklas tane.
Okay,
Moklas,
lovely.
moklas,
Thank
guide.
you.
All good.
You know who has written it? You know who has written the book? You remember FK Dada?
Yeah.
FK?
Yeah. I remember FK.
From America, from Los Angeles.
Has-
FK's grandfather has written that book. Yes.
Interesting. Very interesting. No. But
Yeah.
it kind of fits his profile to have written that. Okay. Or to have his lineage from such a literary family is what I meant to say.
Let's take this on a private chat.
Take it offline. Get FK on another, line. Like get his thoughts on what his granddaddy.
Get him on with Nash. Get him on with Nash. Oh my God, that would be the most epic podcast ever.
Yeah,
That might happen.
that would definitely be something. Ayesha,
We're basically talking about a Nastic and we're talking about a true Zoroastrian, like Nastic and true Zoroastrian. Wow. The heat.
Yeah.
And how they come together in harmony and peace.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Ayesha, thank you so much for sharing. And you've also covered a lot about how the importance of failing forwards and falling upwards, I guess, in terms of how you handle rejection, failure, or different circumstances life throw at you. And a lot of it you've brought into with the harmony of the body and mind. To the audience listening in, could you run through the process in, I guess, an abridged overview format so that they can potentially start their journeys on thinking on how they could collaborate really with their spirit, mind, body, soul to lead a better life?
I think I'm a bit of an extremist when it comes to this. It's very difficult to find this connect, and it doesn't come overnight. It has come for me in time to understand that the mind, body, and soul are one. Many people still don't even know that there is something like a soul that exists within you. And, people do all these rituals according to every particular community and religion for the soul to depart. Why are we always talking about how much the soul departs? Why are we not listening to ourselves right now of where the soul is and what the soul is actually telling you? The soul talks to you at many different levels. So for me, my gut and my soul belief has been that I'm always going to be capable of doing something if I put my mind to it. And I want people to believe in that because that's the truth, Nobody's comment or no rules of any society can tell you what you are capable of doing. And I have been rejected by so many different people in different parts of my career, even if it's my relationships with men or my parents or my extended, because what do you take from this life at the end of it? Nothing. You take nothing and go. So why should you let things like rejection and drama and fights and failures affect you? What is your purpose is the most important question. And why did you start that in the first place is a second question. When you ask yourself these questions, you realize that you are here for your journey, not here for anything else. Everything that comes your way, love, family, friends, failure, falling, accident, heart attack, cancer, anything that comes your way is a lesson to teach you what you have to learn here and go. So people have taught me all of this, and rejection is a very big thing I learned. I've been rejected by every single man I've been with. That's the truth. People think, wow, she's fantastic. Oh, wow, she must be having so many boyfriends. Or she must be in love with someone. Of course, I'm in love. I'm in love all the time. I love being in love. But I've been rejected all the time in love. So there was a time where I felt very dejected, and I was like, what is wrong with me? Like, is there a problem? Am I not cool for somebody? And then I realized that in one of my relationships, which went down very badly, I realized that I was enough for myself, and I didn't need that person to tell me that I was not enough for him. Because if you see flaws in me, that doesn't mean you push me away. because I see 10 more flaws in you. So when somebody pushes you away for your flaws, and this is just a situation, I'm talking in a relationship, but I've had the same relationship with coaches and track athletes on track, where when I have come first in a race, I've been pushed to third so that they don't take me in the national team. So that is rejection again, So at all levels, I think all these failures made me so resilient that today I could make anybody stand in front of me, take their pants off and piss. That's the power I have today. And that's the powerful person I became, because I was not going to let another person affect me ever again. And to the people who are listening this and who need to listen to this, I say this loud and clear. Don't mess with me anymore. Because I'm not saying I'm cool. I'm not saying I'm so powerful. I'm not saying I'm the best. No, I'm none of those. But as a woman, don't think that I'm any less than any other person. So take me seriously. Like, I'm here for my business. I'm not here for your business. So I don't tell you what to do. My purpose is the Olympic Games. I've always wanted to die on the track because I believe that's all I'm here for. I think through this madness of getting to the Olympics, the journey that I have lived so far and the amount of people's lives that I'm touching, I think it's part of this journey. And if I die tomorrow, I'm not going to regret one thing, nothing, I wish people would think more like this, because people are so stuck onto this. Oh, my relationship failed. Oh, why me? Oh, but why you when you found the best man in the world? Oh, I got injured, but why me? But then why you if you got the Olympic gold medal?
Yeah.
Or you won the Wimbledon, or you won some school race, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you're obviously, with your work with all the young girls, I'm guessing you're incorporating this kind of
Absolutely.
into that.
Absolutely.
Then you've mentioned that it doesn't really happen a lot. They teach you more about your running, your body than your
Absolutely.
And
you know what you learn the best? What's the best thing you learn from rural India? The children who come from rural India will teach you, we don't want your sympathy. We don't need your sympathy.
Yeah, that's very true.
But guess what happens to children in urban India who get out of their Mercedes, BMWs and Jaguars? I can't carry my bag. Can my maid carry my mat?
Oh dear.
So
empathize with me. Please empathize with me. The bag is heavy. I just came from school. I'm so tired.
So they already come with a strong mentality already.
The mentality,
the
rural girls, they don't come with a mentality. They come with a upbringing and background of being tough, because they only see toughness.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not fed even with a silver spoon. Some girls in their homes still don't have silver plates and spoons. They eat out of paper plates and plastic plates. We are the extreme rich, and we are the extreme poor in this country, and that's the sad part about it. I want to touch the extreme poor, because it's great. You'll be rich one day. What will you do with all that kind of money? I'm not saying I don't want money. Of course I want money. Why shouldn't people have money? But don't let that money become so arrogant in your life that you forget that your life also needs to have some struggles to understand the other side of life. And for me, I'm always very grounded. I always like to be barefoot on the ground. I like to roll in mud. I like to eat mud as well. I want to be so grounded that I never forget my roots. My roots are my honesty, my humility, my dedication, my discipline, my honesty. I say this all the time, my honesty towards the work I do. There's no fluff around my work. There's no candy coating on it. It's in your face. I don't bullshit anybody. I am what I am in the face, which is what I like about girls and people in rural India. There's no time to fluff. This is the reality of our life. We don't have 2 meals to eat in the day. And there are people out in the city who are wasting food every day. So value it. And I value this life. And I want more people to know that if COVID has taught us something, it is to value people's lives. Not anything else. Just value people's life, their existence. What else are you going to take from here? Nothing. So make good memories. Be around good people. Even if you're around bad people, try to make them into good people.
Ayesha, you have shared with us and bared your soul out to us selflessly. I think I think that's very strong of you. And from the team at Zoroverse, we just can't thank you enough for talking about everything from your family, how important the track is for you, how important social enterprise is for you, and the fact that you've already gone leaps and bounds in your life's journey, giving back so much to the community, to the country, and to the sport. Like, you've spread awareness, but you're also sharing education about things like, you know, the environmental factors and your efforts to clean everything from beaches to the guttery mindsets of our ancestors and the like. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think
You're most welcome. It was a pleasure.
I'm going to
Yeah.
take away that strong, weak thing, you know, that you said. That really,
Cut.
because
Edit.
you,
Edit from your life.
yeah, because your soul hears you every time you say I'm weak, you know.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
like that's
Everything you say,
the way, yeah.
remember the words that come out from your mouth. Remember this, the words that come out
Yeah.
from your mouth. The universe will translate that. You know, they say words cut like knives. So be very careful of the words that come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Be it bad for people or good, anything.
Exactly. Thank you for sharing that. That was really powerful. What's in the future for you now? Just to wrap
Do you
up.
mean where I'm physically going next, or where is Fitgirl as a brand going next?
Holistically, everything.
Holistically, I think at the moment we're all stuck in India, so we're not going anywhere physically.
Yeah.
Although I would have loved to go back and train in LA since the Olympics are delayed, and I would have been nice to go train with Andrew again. But I will be going to Inspire Institute of Sport in October,
Nice.
which is where I will continue my final leg of training for the Olympic trials. It's a long shot, but I like long shots. And long shots are usually the ones that work sometimes. So let's see where that goes. But otherwise, Fitgirl as a brand is just focused a lot on online training at the moment, because business has been quite poor otherwise. So we have to maximize, training costs a lot of money. The people who listen and who think that sport is very easy and it's cheap and, oh, how much would it cost to go train to LA? It's hard. It's hard work. You got to work. I work at least 8 hours a day, and then I train 6 hours a day. So you can imagine how much my body goes through on a daily basis. It's fun. I love it. It also exhausts me, but I don't complain, because this is the path I've chosen and this is the goal I have set myself on for. And if nobody is going to support me financially, I can do it myself, because I remember there was a time where I had no money. My parents supported me as much as they could. I'm grateful to them for that. But I think the universe saw that and they said that, you know what, one day we'll make you so independent enough. You make your own money, you train on your own. And that's what I'm doing now. And I love it, because you value every bit of that money, because it's your hard-earned money.
Mhm.
You don't take it for granted. I remember taking it for granted when I was younger, My mother was paying for it. So yeah, okay, I can chill. I'll go to Bondi. I'll have a nice suntan, watch the boys surf, come back home, eat a nice meal, ice cream, go to sleep. Life has changed after that. When you put in your own bucks into the box is when you realize that bye-bye to the ice cream and bye-bye to the boys, because now is your time. Now is your time to get that medal. I mean, no, I love Bondi. Oh my God, I miss Bondi, Coogee, Palm Beach. Oh my God, I miss Australia so much. So yeah, it's it is what it is now.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
Journey, yeah.
I'm sure in the next 10 years, when things get better and once everyone has sorted out your politics, we'll be well on the way to getting it sorted. If not in the next 2 or 3, but fingers crossed for that.
Big clapping! Like friends in the back.
Yeah. Fantastic. So that's a wrap with our very beloved.
That's it.
Video. And
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I thought you had 3 full pages.
We did, but you kind of covered them.
Essentially.
Oh, I covered them. Okay. I went overboard with the topics.
You've been fantastic, honestly. Like, you're a dream.
These are very professional 3 pages.
Danny, I am your dream. I know that. I Firoza Jose Tore Malam Karsa.
She already knows. She already knows. I've told her that, I'm waiting for Ayesha to come to London, because that way
Next year, I promise.
I don't have to use a cheese grater when I'm making grilled cheese sandwiches. I'll just rub the cheese on her abs.
And that's a wrap from Fitgirl. And I'm extremely proud to be a part of the Zoroverse family. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. And I wish all of you a lot of success. I'm just always so proud of the work that Zoroastrians are doing around the world. And I'm so glad you guys did this. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being so candid with us. It was really fun, definitely. And thanks for tuning in from the 7 regions of the world. And remember, if you have something to say, Zoroverse is ready to discover the conversation.
You're tuned in to Zoroverse.